Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. I hope it's wonderful. I'm looking for a tool recommendation from anybody who wants to chime in. This weekend I built this little guy. It's not finished, obviously. I mean, it's unfinished, but I'm going to put a back on it. This is one of the projects. I didn't film this, but I'm going to film the back part of this project because I want to try to make my own beadboard. And if that doesn't necessarily work out, I might just do like a shiplap style panel because that's the crafty style. But this is going to be a simple display shelf for a store, and it doesn't need to be fancy. I used filler for the holes, and this is the part that I wanted to ask you about, because were I going to build this again and continue creating this style of piece, I would like to use pocket holes. Filler is fine when you're working on something that's important, but when I'm working on something like this that is literally just put it together, paint it, and customers will buy it, it doesn't need to be fancy, I would like to use pocket holes. The problem is it's narrow. It's super duper narrow. And my drill drivers that I have, this set, are gigantic. So I can't even get my drill in there. I can get the driver in there, but not with the pocket hole bit attached. So I've been wanting for a while to get a smaller set. This is the Ryobi 18 volt 1 Plus system, and I have a whole lot of tools in this system, so I like the system as a whole. Works great for me. All the various tools I have, they're kind of nice, and I'm thinking about getting the lawnmower that goes with these batteries, just because I want to get rid of that stupid gas mower that I have. But what I'm looking for is a smaller, more compact, I guess, driver. If I can have the driver, I don't even know that I would need a smaller, more compact drill, but I would like to have a set. I would like to have both. There's utility in having both. And I don't know what to get. I know there's a lot of people that have the Milwaukee 12 volt system, and they seem to like it, and they seem smaller. Like, I think, from what I've seen from online, the Milwaukee 12 volt drill is about the size of the upper half of this, and the driver's even smaller than that. But I don't know what. Do you have any recommendations, I guess is what I'm looking for. I found a few off-brand things on Amazon that I've considered purchasing, but I don't know what's right. And obviously, whatever I'm going to buy, I can't use these batteries, which is fine. But, you know, having a new battery system isn't necessarily a bad thing if there is a good supply of tools for them. Whether it's 12 volt, 9 volt, I've even seen some weird like 14 volt systems. So I don't know. I just want to know, do you have any recommendations? Have you purchased any of the more compact drill driver sets? I've even looked at Walmart. I've even looked at Heart Tools. They have one of the like swivel locky drivers. I don't know if I'd trust it. I'm just curious. Do you have any recommendations for me? Let me know, because you know, as I work on stuff like this, I'm finding that my design, you know, this design in particular is not built for manufacture, right? This is a little over 4 feet. I think it's literally like 47 inches, so or a little under 4 feet. I'm sorry. Shelf with 3 shelves, kind of odd spacing because they're taller than they are narrow. The top has to be glued or cut down from a 1x12. The whole thing is not made for manufacture, which, you know, is something to consider when making stuff like this. For instance, when I made, I don't have one, when I made the toilet tank toppers, I discovered that I could get 3 out of 2. Was that right? No, I could get 2 out of 3 1x8s. That's perfect. That means that I'm not needing extra supplies, or I'm not needing a short end of another board. I can take those 3, make it, and I have like a 3-inch piece left over and some slivers that I cut off the end. Whereas with this guy, being the current height that's at, this is 1x8s, or maybe no, this is 1x10s, right? Yeah, this is a 1x10. It really takes like 2.5 pieces, which means, yeah, it could be manufactured. But I would, if I was going to make this, if I was going to offer this as a product that people could purchase from me, it really needs to be designed towards the manufacturing process, which would mean if I don't have the tools to quickly assemble it, if I can't pocket hole it together and I have to do this drill and fill, or a glue and brad nails, or whatever, anything that I have to do beyond pocket holes or brad nails is just, it adds more overhead to the manufacturing process, which means I can't make any profit. And being able to slap these together is important. So having a smaller drill driver, specifically the driver, again, just for getting into these tight spots with pocket holes, would be super helpful. And I've thought about 90-degree attachments, but I've never found one that I like. Maybe if you have one of those, or even a flexible attachment that you can recommend that you think I could get a pocket hole bit in to that tiny space, that'd be cool too. Because I'm really considering all of the things that I'm making for this particular series of furniture. I'm putting a lot of effort into making it as manufacturable as possible. So when I build the larger versions of these, they're going to take up a correct number of boards so that I can get a maximum yield. And if I can get, if I wanted to manufacture this right now, I would have to make it another probably 6 inches wide just to be able to get my driver in there and do the pocket holes. And that would take away from the whole aesthetic. There it is. Let me know in the comments, do you have any recommendations about smaller drill drivers and or flexible 90-degree heads? Let me know. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know to sound smart is facetious. It's an adjective meaning comments made specifically to get a laugh out of those around you. Something said in jest, sarcastic. Boarding school manners and attitudes, stoic denial, facetious irony are simply deeply entrenched in the character of the country. Jonathan Raban, a British traveler and novelist. Facetious. F-A-C-E-T-I-O-U-S. I started to read the pronunciation guide, and it is facetious. I think I've emphasized it incorrectly in the past and said things like facetious, not facetious. Facetious. It's a difficult word.